Hey, you, yeah, you watching this video right now, whether you've just started on the journey and you're trying to quit your job, escape the matrix, and go make millions of dollars and do whatever you want. Maybe you don't want to make millions. Maybe you just want to make 10 grand a month. Or maybe you've been doing it for a little bit now, or maybe you've kind of had some success, but you haven't fully had, the life and the dream that you've been looking for. Then this video is for you. Here's the thing. This year is for you, is made for you to become the person that you know that you're capable of being. You see all these people online that are where you want to be, and you know that you are capable, just as capable, if not more capable, of being this person. And you've been working so hard towards it. You've been putting in the hours. You've been trying all these different things, and maybe you gave up once or twice and it was hard and you didn't know where to go, and it feels like everyone's kind of like holding all this information behind closed doors. Let me tell you, is that, for one, the destination is worth it. I remember when I was putting in a ridiculous amount of hours recording all these YouTube videos that no one ever watched, and trying to be somebody that was making tons of money with real estate, or just trying to have some success with real estate, and then getting into YouTube and dropping out of college and barely being able to make rent. And it was really difficult, to tell you the truth. It was hard. It was not easy. And now on the other side, where, last month we did $200,000 cash collected with my businesses. And I honestly don't work any harder than I did 5, 6, 7 years ago. And what it comes down to is just, it is worth it. It wasn't easy. I would see all these people like myself, back then, living these dream lives and being able to travel and go and do all this cool shit. Like, I'm supposed to go to Las Vegas, and then I'm going to go to Mexico, and throughout this year, I'll probably go to Europe at some point. And I remember seeing these people live those lifestyles and thinking, like, I just want that. That's it. If I could trade anything for that, I will do whatever it takes. And that's what it took. It was the dedication to whatever it takes to get the result. I will do it. I will do whatever it is I have to do, as long as it's not immoral, as long as it doesn't mean I'm having to do OF management or something, like that. But I will do anything. I will put in any amount of hours. I will do things. I don't mind looking like a fool. I don't mind looking like an idiot online. If it means that I am able to go and live this life, not just for myself either. A lot of it was for myself and to prove other people wrong in some ways, but also on top of it was for my future family. I didn't want them to have to go through the same things that I saw my parents go through when I was growing up. I saw them struggle to try to make ends meet and to try to figure things out. And I didn't want that for myself. I didn't want that for my kids. I didn't want that for my future family. And so I wanted to do whatever it took to not live that life, and also wanted to return the favor to anybody who was able to, just like there were people that were there for me in my life, I wanted to be there for other people. There were people when I was in a situation and in circumstances where, my family couldn't afford to do things, and we were always able to be taken care of. There were people that their generosity was able to spill over into our lives, and it allowed us to get closer as a family, regardless of what was going on. And I saw the impact that all these people had in our lives that allowed us to do these things that honestly we probably wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, like go on trips for like our sports tournaments and do all of these things, that required money to do it. And being able to have these people that were supportive in the journey is what made all the difference in our lives. And I wanted to make sure to do that for other people, and to be there for others that I'm close to, that I see that are struggling and going through stuff. Or, being able to take care of my family or my loved ones, and even being able to enjoy my life to the fullest without having to worry about what it's going to cost or what the bill costs. And to tell you the truth, like, I haven't looked at gas prices and God knows how long. Like, the grocery store prices, I don't even, to be honest, know what things cost because I'm in such a blessed position to where I get to focus on doing the things that I love every single day, which is making incredible videos for you guys, building really cool stuff, and working with incredible people, and also being able to enjoy my life. And what I will tell you is that it's all worth it. And I know that you're probably struggling. I know it's hard to show up consistently some days. Maybe you have like 10 minutes in you worth of energy, and it's draining. And it's just when you don't see this, what do you call it? You don't see this feedback loop coming of the work that you're putting in to the actual dollars coming in to getting the results, to getting the fulfillment of meeting so many incredible, cool people. It feels really discouraging. It's insanely tough and difficult, and I get it. But I remember that I wanted success more than breathing air, more than food, more than anything, honestly. I was willing to trade anything to be able to become somebody that was successful. And sometimes that's the price you got to pay, is that giving up of what you know and giving up of your ego to become this person that is successful. And if that is something that you pursue, if that's something you chase, you will get it, my friend. If you just keep showing up, it may happen. It may take months. It may take years to get there. But if you just keep going, you will see the outcome. You will see the results. You're seeing this video for a reason. And that's because you're on this journey and you're on this pursuit. And you know that there are things that are in store for you if you just keep showing up. And so the thing is about all of this stuff is there's a price. There's a price that you have to pay. And that's the funny thing about these types of things, is if you want incredible things in your life, you're going to pay the price. And if you want it sooner than later, you're going to pay the price to be able to live this life for the rest of your life. Like for me, I remember I got to where I was making $30,000 a month, and I ended up moving into my dream house, and it was a pretty good sized house in Arizona, and I bought my dream car. It was this like fully optioned Lexus IS 350. I know it wasn't a Lamborghini or anything, but that was my dream car at the time. And I saw my life crumble before me. What happened was I got to where I was making $30,000 a month, and I came to the realization that it wasn't what I wanted. I wanted to make more. I needed to make more for the goals that I had, because I knew that I was capable of so much more. I was 21 at the time. I was making $30,000 a month, and I came to the realization that it just really wasn't like that much money to be quite frank. I lived in a very nice area, and I saw people with so much more, and I didn't realize that there was so much wealth out there in the world, and it was my first exposure to that. So I realized that I didn't shoot high enough for all of this. And so I remember sitting there writing on a whiteboard a dollar sign, and then a 100, and then million, $100 million. And I remember staring at this thing for, I feel like this might sound cheesy, but for like a straight up hour, looking at the whiteboard, looking at this number that I wrote down. And I was like, that's it. I think I wrote 50 million at first, and then I wrote down 100 million. But I remember looking at it and like, that's the number. That's it. That's what I'm going for. Because I got to what I was pursuing, which was 30 grand a month. Like, it was 10,000 for a month for a long time. And then I just wanted to consistently make $30,000 a month. And I got there. And honestly, it was cool. It was a cool lifestyle, but it just felt very like it didn't really feel like I arrived, Like, I was able to do things, but I didn't worry about the cost of groceries and gas and stuff like that. But it was like, I couldn't go spend, $1,000 a night at some hotel, like 10 grand a night. Like, I just did, like, that wasn't a possibility. I couldn't fly first class on an international flight. Like, I could afford things, but I couldn't really afford, like, the lifestyle. And so I realized that I needed to make more money. I needed to make $1 million a month. $4 million a month. I needed to do whatever it took to get there. And boy, did my life fall apart. My girlfriend at the time and we ended up, I locked in and got focused, and we ended up breaking up. We got distant during those months and that time. And I felt lost and I felt isolated, which was weird because that was a feeling that I felt for a very long time before this. I felt very isolated when I dropped out of college and when I couldn't make rent, and I was or I had to find a way to creatively make rent when I only had $200 to my name. I had to, find consulting gigs that I could pick up just and freelance work just to be able to skirt by and be able to make it. But this was different. I had done what I thought was making it, and my life was in shambles. It was like girlfriend broke up. I felt lost. I didn't have any friends, to be honest with you, and I just packed my things up and booked a flight. I went up to Idaho and I met up with one of my good friends from college that I met, and I ended up going hunting with a business partner. We went elk hunting, and then I ended up going paragliding, actually, funny enough. And then I invited my friend to come live with me because I had a big house and it was just me there. And then I flew out to Colorado and I went and spent time with my family and got this beautiful house out in Breckenridge as an Airbnb for like a week, and spent time there with my dad and my sister, and was kind of really getting back to who is Devin? Who is he? And what am I going to do with this next chapter of my life? Where is it all going? And honestly, I was making some good money, and then I started partying because I really didn't know who I was. I wanted to experience life. I was in a relationship for 4 years, and the partying, it was it was fun at first, and then it was just every single night, day in, day out for weeks, and it was fun, and it was something that I think I wanted for a long time, to be cool and to be liked by people. But if you're partying all the time, I don't know, it's at least the people that I was hanging out with, I didn't really feel like I was the most proud of that I was cool amongst this group of people. And just it hit some pretty low lows, and I ended up one of the clients that I had, he had some financial issues, and then my channels, my YouTube channels at the time, they kind of fell apart, and all of my income just vanished. And I went from making $30,000 a month to I think I made $4,000 or something, $3,000 in a month. And my lifestyle was crazy expensive. I was, paying $5,000 a month for rent. I was, started picking up an addiction of shopping and buying stupid shit. And I had no money coming in. And I then came on the credit card debt, and I ended up with a lot of, I think it was $60,000 or $70,000 in credit card debt. And I remember sitting there just wondering, what has my life come to at this point? You see, I had everything going on. I had everything going for me. I was 21 years old, living this rock star lifestyle. And I just felt more alone and by myself than ever before. And that's the thing about these types of things, like I said earlier, is when you ask for greatness and when you ask for big things, then comes the challenges that challenge you to becoming this person that you said that you want to become. Whatever you want to call it, I call it God. You can call it the universe, whatever you call it. But I realized that I was being tested. I was being tested by God. I was being tested by, it's Devin, do you really want to be this person? Is this really who you want to be? You say you want these things, but it's are you this, now's your chance. Here you are. Are we doing this or not? And it was a struggle. At first, I was just more confused. I was what is all of this? But now that I've kind of gone through the cycle a few times in my life, I came to the realization that it's a test. It's like, okay, here's your opportunity. Here's your chance now. Here's the things that you asked for to become this person. And now I'm a lot more conscious of the things that I asked for, because I'm like, what am I looking for in this part of my life? I know overall in my life I want to do incredible things, but I'm like, okay, what's going on? Because I want to be particular about what I ask for, because I know I'm going to get whatever I ask for. And if it's asking for greatness, then that means you're going to develop and receive a lot of reasons to become great. And that's what I was going through. And as Cole has just these insane metric tons of pressure that gets put onto it that turns coal, a pretty worthless product in smaller quantities, turns it into a diamond, is how life works. If there's lots of pressure onto you and you don't fold to the pressure, but instead you withstand it. I think it takes a diamond it's 45 minutes with these machines that make the diamonds, of like all this massive amounts of pressure that forms it into a diamond. And if you can withstand the pressure and stay with it, and the machine doesn't blow up, and you're able to withhold it, you will see the changes. Things feel like they're getting worse before they get better. It feels like you're moving backwards, to tell you the truth. It feels like you're like, what's going on? I mean, I made so much progress in life, but I'm moving backwards. Especially if you're somebody that's worked a career for 10 years, 20 years, and you're trying to do something different in your life, you're going to feel like you're moving backwards. Your ego is going to be challenged. You're going to receive lots of challenges if you want to do something different. And that's the thing, is as soon as you make that decision, as soon as you decide on the person that you're going to be, you're going to see change immediately. It's just you recognize it. It's not going to be what you think it is if you're not used to it. You're going to think that it's going to be just money is just going to appear into your bank account because you're just all of a sudden on this different pathway and this different frequency, or whatever people call it. But what it actually is you're going to see change immediately. You're going to see things differently, and it's going to feel hard if you're not used to it, if you don't have the right mindset around challenge, around change, and around failure. If you don't have the right mindset around those things, it's going to feel like you're carrying the entire world on your back, and you're going to feel even more isolated and lonely than I can even describe in this video. But if you are the person that can change your mind on that stuff, and how you view problem and fear and failure and these setbacks is actually progress, and just knowing that a setback or a failure is actually part of the learning curve and how you learn and how you become better at things, that is how you get good. And that's how, bit by bit, day by day, week by week, month by month, you will start to see change. And as the years fly by, because I'll tell you, a year feels long, but year 5, year 6, year 7, year 8, it starts to move really quickly. Like, there's some times where shit happens and you have to go through some stuff and you have to kind of figure it all out again. But if you just keep showing up for the months and the years, the decades, you're going to be mind blown of the outcome that comes from all of this. It's just, are you comfortable with being uncomfortable is the question. Are you okay with being uncomfortable? And it's okay if you're not. It's just, you're asking for some pretty incredible things in your life. And there's nothing wrong with that. You actually are entitled to it. You deserve it. But are you ready for everything that's to come with it? Because let's say that you want to make $1 million a year. You're going to get served $1 million a year problems. And if you're not used to that, and you're just barely used to 50,000 a year problems, get ready, buckle up, buddy. there's nothing wrong with backing down and saying that, this is too much, but just know what you ask for. And those are the people that are crazy enough to say, yeah, I know it's going to be a lot, but I'm going to keep doing it. Those are the people that figure it out. Those are the people that win, is the ones that are cool with, yeah, I know it's going to be challenging. So what? That's I expect nothing less. And they know that that's what they ask for. Those are the people that step up to the challenge. Those are the people that step up to bat. And those are the people that receive everything that they ask for. And so the question is are you going to step up to the challenge that you're presented with what you've asked for?